From the very beginning, we tried to consider how we would use digital technology alongside classroom instruction.
As we move more and more online, we have to actually become more and more active in learning as opposed to less and less.
And the key is giving them a way to see the forest for the trees.
Okay, what are things that I want the students to be able to do? Now, how can I achieve that?
When I saw the passion, not just for programming, also for music, I just felt like I needed to combine these two into my research and into my teaching. In Music Fundamentals, we use a lot of new technologies. Rather than buying a textbook for the class, all the students purchase a MIDI keyboard. So when I explain, hey, this is what a C major chord sounds like and the difference with C minor chord, they're all immediately on their keyboards playing C major, playing C minor, and we'll go through and we'll have some of the students play chords while somebody else will improvise melodies. And so the whole class will be involved in music making even during lectures. Artusi is a learning environment for understanding how notation works, how musical syntax works, and how theory is being developed. So for instance, the students will log into Artusi and get problem sets and worksheets that would normally be done on paper. But when done on paper, the students don't get to hear what the music they're making is. They don't get to see whether their understanding is right or wrong, and they won't be able to understand exactly what more time should be put into and not. So we put all these digital tools together, and I love that I don't have to spend all of my time on the technical aspects. The students can get it, they can see that they're getting it, and we can spend more time being creative.
Digital technology is really fundamental to the way we deliver the course because the course is being taught simultaneously to students on campus at MIT and students off campus all around the country and, in principle, the world.
The challenges that we've had sort of going back in the history of this are how do you make people who are sort of watching or otherwise like passively consuming feel like they're engaged in the class, feel like they have the same opportunity to ask questions, and also feel like it's incumbent upon them to participate. That's been as much about sort of how we use the technology as about the technology itself.
One thing that we've done is in every lecture we have a TA who is online the whole time. The insights and the back and forth online might be different than what's happening in the lecture hall. So the TA then stops me and says, hey, here's what's happening online. This is a way to keep them more engaged. We also have, whether there's a concept question or an online question, a poll, typically every 20 minutes to an hour, that ensures that people are engaged. And so as we evolve these different digital tools, that's a priority.
I try to listen to the students when they tell me what they think they need. Because often the problems the students are having are not at all the problems that I would guess that they are having. So, I mean, it was a student suggestion that got me using Piazza in the first place. Piazza is a class web forum that also has functionality for writing equations. Piazza just makes it very easy to ask questions and for other students to also see the replies to the questions, which sometimes clarifies for other people confusions that they didn't know that they had. I hadn't really appreciated what some of these barriers were until I started using them. On Piazza, students can either ask questions anonymously to everyone, so the professor can't see who they are and nor can the other students, or they can ask it semi-anonymously so the professor can see who they are and the other students can't. You can have different branches of replies, so you can have several lines of discussion branching off a single initial question. For the students, it can be an enormous amount of added value. If I spend an hour of my time or 2 hours of the time carefully going through the material with one student, then I benefit exactly one student. On Piazza, if I answer somebody's question or clarify it for somebody, it benefits everybody in the class.
Because of the digital form of our teaching, it now gives us an incredibly rich way to look at whether or not our intended instructional design is being achieved.
I'm in the market for anything that I think will get the students to engage more deeply with the material, ask more questions about the material, be more comfortable revealing and probing their confusions.
We don't all have the opportunity to just go, learn on our own, but we have a responsibility at MIT to sort of make that education engaging.
Trying to move that experience of, really learning a craft, but never separating it from the acoustic side, from the creative side, from what's really beautiful about music. That's what motivates technology for me.
I'm very proud of this program. The fact that we're now trying to understand how to do it in an integrated way with the support of digital learning, I think is the next step in this process.